Let's go. Let's go.
You're about to experience the uncensored conversations, stimulating wit, and the thought-provoking wisdom. Bold, raw, and uncut. Right now, on the LanceScurv Show.
No, I was saying that negative energy never has a good ending. But people that come with the negative energy, you could be a good person and have negative energy, it's going to pull you down. Negative energy goes wherever it wants to go. And it's up to us to keep it out of our life through our reactions and what we do. You know, we get the finger on the road. People cut us off, and you know we can say a little word here and there, but we ultimately choose how to react and deal. And the more we react and deal in that negative way is the more we invite more of it in, because we gave it approval to enter into our life. So when you make the choice to do the right thing, which sometimes is hard because we are human beings, there are people who get on my bus. You know, the initial thing is to punch them in the face sometime. I'm not like that, but I make the choice not to. The things that they say, they threaten to spit on you. Now, wait a second. You might hear that I did knock somebody in the face if that actually happened.
But because, see, you know you're capable, Lance, but you know you got your wisdom shows you to go the
exactly.
The wisdom is what's going to bring you out on top.
Exactly. So it's a lot, man. It's really a whole lot. And the higher you go, you're like that light in the middle of the night in the backyard, that floodlight. All these things are going to come flying around you because of your light. You see what I mean?
Right.
And negativity will spot you. You see, when you're negative and you're not about nothing, and nobody's going to come at you. You're going to have a temporary state of bliss in your decadence because the devil already got you. There's nothing to do to get you. He got you already. It's when he doesn't have you, when he works so hard to come and get you and take you off course. Because, see, he knows your destiny, and he doesn't want you to get it because he can't get it. He's already doomed forever, doomed for life. He's like that dude who has a life sentence and you got 6 months. Do you think that he wants to really be cool with you? Because he knows that you're getting out soon and he's not. So he will work day and night to get you to catch more charges to stay inside with him and be doomed like him. And then only when you get a life sentence is will he be cool with you. But he won't be cool with you on that. That's why the guys in prison know for a fact, the ones who really know, lay low, don't get caught up in nothing, and don't tell nobody else when you about to get out. If you got 6 months, tell them, hey, I got 5 more years, man. And when it's time to bounce, bounce. Because them demons will come after you, trust me. When you proclaim, and get to a certain level and say, I'm not doing this no more, I'm not doing that no more, I'm going to live this way, they're going to come. If a person had a problem with cocaine and they finally make up in their mind and their heart that they're not going to do it no more, here comes some stranger or some friend want to invite you to a party. The minute the man ain't going to mess around to all the women no more, here comes something that look more gorgeous and freakier than ever before to come and pull you off course. You understand? So
that's right.
Satan knows your light, and he will definitely come at you.
That's right. That's right, Lance. You say it again, brother. That's exactly what happened. Believe it. I had a few have come at me out here, and I ain't touched them. Now, as a man, have I been tempted? I'm going to keep it real with you. Hell yeah. But did I act?
Right, of course. Of course. That's the way it's designed. You say you're going to stay on a certain type of diet. Here comes the food to no matter what it is. And see, anybody who doesn't admit that, they in denial. You know what I mean?
Right. And I love the way it is, Lance. I got exactly what I asked for, Lance. I went, and I meant to tell you this. Wait till you hear this when you were just telling me something about those spirits. Yeah. Do you know this woman, after 4.5 years, called my son begging for my number? Wow. That I was finally letting the house go and calling me, talking about she wants to save the house. And could I call her? I told my son no. So I ended up texting her back. I didn't even want to talk to her. So I texted her back. I said, look, You know damn well you didn't give a damn about that house. After 4 years, all of a sudden you calling as if you concerned about the house. I said, just let the house go and move on. I said, just move on. I wish you the best. And she sent some light text back. I'll show you in my phone. I kept them in my phone. When I get to Florida, I'll show you. But I said, it's amazing. After 4.5 years, now you making a phone call to me? You should never call me again. You see, Lance? It's amazing.
That's strange. That's strange.
Yeah. And my friend said, Drake, it's possible that when you were going through what you were going through, she was setting you up to destroy you, to get you out that house so she could move in with her new dude. Because some women are that wicked, and they do that.
Wow.
To set the man up to get the house.
Exactly. There was nothing good in that, man. Drake, hold on 1 second. Let me run to the bathroom. 60 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Your brother Drake.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
I am just so pleased with y'all. I really am. That's why I'm trying to get in the future Shantae to take a trip down there with me and just hear from an elder like you, a woman who's been married, she needs to hear from real married couples, not these fake couples that's out here. They don't love each other. They're not loyal to each other. She needs to hear about family and real experiences from the right people.
Right. True. It's true. And, we are grateful, for you. I mean, it's a truly blessing. And I tell you, God has been so great to us. And, we just have to follow him. Wherever he leads us, we have to follow. We have to follow his direction, and we'll never go wrong.
And never go wrong. That's right. Never go wrong. And I definitely commend y'all for what y'all doing. And I have something for y'all too when I come down there. I got a little surprise for y'all, but I want to take y'all to dinner or something just to thank y'all for. It's really, really what I've been through. I mean, I've been to hell and back for no fault of my own. I was really out here working hard. I was working full-time and part-time because she asked for a house, and I wanted to give her what she wanted, to give her the house. And so I had to go do extra work because I knew our bills would be doubled. But I wanted to make her happy. But I did not know I was being used. I didn't see it.
Right. But see...
You know what I mean?
But you see, you had somebody over you, very powerful, looking out for you. And you did go through some pain. You went through a whole lot of pain and frustration, mind-numbing pain and frustration, where sometimes, us being human, sometimes we don't even know if we're going to make it. We just hold on and believe to what we know is the right thing. But you went through, let me tell you something, you know it, but seeing it from, and I'll say the outside, I'm with you, brother, I'm connected to you, but from where I stand, like a boxing match, we could be the best of friends, but when you're up in that ring, you're the one taking the blows. And from my point of view, seeing it, it was like if it was anybody else, they would have been down and out and ready to count to 10, but you got up and, you remained and kept that connectedness. And yes, we're human. We're gonna feel things and think things, but it's almost like that fighter who got up and didn't know how he got up, but you know how you got up because God brought you up. And you have to be commended because you see, God never fails anybody. It's only us who fail in our connection, and you didn't fail in your connection. Sometimes even holding on, you think sometimes, is this real? Am I going to make it? This and this and that. But God is your rock. And from where I see, let me tell you, you the comeback kid. You know what I mean? And now it's like you've rattled off a never-ending string of defenses and maintained the championship, and now you're riding high. So your story is always going to be inspirational and a classic. And out of all the ones that I've done, it's the most inspirational. And you are to be applauded also because of the transparency. You talked it while you were in it. This is not just talking after, which is cool, but while you were in it and didn't know the outcome, you talked and you spoke it and you had faith even when you were in it. So that's a testimony to everybody. And as many, I mean, you see that, people are drawing strength from that. And your name on this channel and what we do here online, when we say Drake, look, you're the dude who, like Oprah or Arnold or Sylvester or whoever, we don't have to say a first and last name. Drake, one word, they know exactly what it means. You're on the one name, one word status. You're cyber famous, and it's not like you're trying to be famous. I'm just saying that your name means something. It's like, what, Drake? No matter whether we do a show every day, every week, or once a year, everybody knows Drake, and you're a testimony to everybody who's heard you.
And I thank you, for helping me. See, when I heard that sister say that, I said, I got to call my brother. When that sister said that was therapy for me, Lance, I'm telling you, that was therapy for that sister.
Yeah.
Because we're not being heard. When we're being torn down on our own.
Yeah.
When you have a brother and a sister like you and your wife that could come along and actually feel those people's pain and just to, even if it's just to listen, that is like, they don't have to go to no damn counselor and pay no $250 an hour that they can't afford.
That's a damn shame, though. That's a damn shame. And this shows why we should be here for each other, even if it's just to listen and just be there. It's not like listening, I'm doing my nails or going, yeah, okay, No, I am listening. And sometimes in venting, we will say certain words, we will talk raw. But as an adult, you know exactly what it is, and I can roll with that. And so some people sometimes will say, well, you had this guy on your show or this woman on your show, and she said this and she said that. It's like that's where they are right now. And this is how we
focus on the wrong thing.
Exactly. We can say the gynecological terms for everything. Nobody's going to get on a show and says, yes, he performed the best oral sex on me and so and so and so. No, he eating so and so. So what? We're human. We're feeling it. It's alive. We've got to go beyond that and just go in the spirit of helping each other out and being there for each other.
You getting to the point where you're mastering knowing how to use the internet, the Facebook, the Twitter, and all that stuff, but you're using it in a positive and informative way.
Right.
Now, let me flip that when it comes to other people. I'm watching it out here right now as we speak. There are people that out here every day, Lance, and when you hear me say every day, I'm hearing stuff out here, and I'm in Winston-Salem now. I'm not in Greensboro no more. I'm now in Winston.
Okay.
But it's still a triad. Greensboro, High Point, Kernersville, and Winston.
Yes.
And Burlington. That's the triad.
I've been through there.
And they're on Facebook, Twitter, just a little girl the other day. There was some perverted stuff. A girl that lives out here, a young girl who, if she had the right parents that should have warned her, she would have never got on there doing the stuff she was doing for the little boy to do what he did to her. You see what I'm saying? So it all starts back to the home, and people are getting on Twitter, Facebook, like I heard her mention, and we made videos, and we did this. Okay, why are you making it? Look, as much as I care about my woman, we not making no videos, because if her and I break up one day, it ain't going to happen.
Right, well, see, this is
what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, exactly. This is the thing. This generation especially, and I can't just say this generation, all old folks, everybody, it's like we used to want to have some kind of privacy. We used to want to have, unless you're some kind of like kid, 16 years old with a Polaroid camera back in the day. You know what I mean? Ooh, look, her titties, ha, ha, ha. You know what I mean? But when you grown, what is this ammunition being saved for? Why are we tempted and pushed to do these things? Because it's not going to have a good result. Unless now you're a mega star who records yourself having sex so you can have the tape leaked so you can get a boost on your album that's coming out or your next reality TV show. That's what they do, right? But what is it about us that we have to do this, because it's not going to be a good thing? Because now when you catch feelings and you get your feelings hurt, I'm going to leak these pictures online and hurt this person. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You're still with me, Brother Drake? I'm seeing the connection, but I'm not hearing you. Oh yeah, now I hear you.
But you know what?
Okay.
I'm so glad that Brother Jake brought up that about a woman being unclean, and because the Bible say that you have to be careful the things that you do, because you're bringing demons inside of your own bed, and you don't realize it. And for somebody to hurt to when you're doing stuff like that, you just don't understand what you're doing. That's like you people have to really think that. And the thing about it, she wasn't even with her husband, and even with your husband, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to stay away from your husband at that time. And we have to be so careful in life what we do. And a lot of people needs to know this. We really need to put these things out there so people can be aware of the things that they're doing. And sometimes we don't even realize that it's evil for bringing those things in your home, in your bedroom. We have to think clear. And as I say, a lot of us don't even realize the evil in this, and we really need to put it out there so others can know about it, not to just keep it for us to know about it, but for others to learn about these things. And it's so important that you brought this up. I was sitting here and listening, and I said, wow, this is really important for us to really learn from these things that we don't even know. I know about it, but a lot of us don't even realize it. And she's evil in it. She's saying these things, but you were up to it. You're doing this. You're up to the game. You're playing this game.
Right.
You know that he was a married man anyway, and you keep on playing the game with him and doing all this crazy evil stuff, because this is evil. And we have to be so careful. And what you were saying, the things that happen to you and stuff like that. Sometimes I believe that God really made these things just go on with us and see how long we're going to play this game, the devil's game, and keep on doing these things. And, God will take us out of it when we realize that we're doing the wrong thing. We're going on the wrong pathway. But we have to wake up and realize these things that we're really doing. And until we all come together as a people, as God people, whenever we come together, we'll realize how wonderful God is and what he has done for us, and he made us special. We are strong people, but we have to come together as one to realize how great we are, how powerful we are, and what we need to do to make it right.
Yes.
Yes. So it's very important that whatever happened to you, it was important for this to happen to you, because if this didn't happen to you, you wouldn't realize how great God is and what he has done for you. Because sometimes we think that we are going through bad things in our life, and we think, why I'm going through this? Why my family member is doing this to me? Why my husband is doing this to me? Why my wife is doing this to me? Why my children doing this to me? Why my co-workers doing this to me? Why I'm going through all of this? But why not me?
Right.
Why not me? And we have to go through these things to realize who we are and where we're coming from, where we're going.
That's right. And you hit that on the nail. I'm going to tell you why. Because when I look at where I was and certain things I didn't know, and then I look at what I went through and where I am now, and I mean, it's like the Most High just fills me up with so much information now. It's amazing. Sometimes I'm amazed.
Wow.
A lot of things that comes out, it's not even from me. If I look at my old character 20, 25 years ago, and I look at now what the Most High gives me to put out there, I know it's the Most High, and I know it ain't me, and I know it was from those experiences that I went through that I can pass on to someone else. Hopefully keep them from going through it.
True.
Exactly.
True. So true.
Exactly. It's almost like when you're in a plane going up, and say, for example, a person has challenges, like I don't like to say problems, but we know what it is. It's challenges in their life, and they feel overwhelmed, and they end up going somewhere. Even if it's not a vacation, they just end up taking off in flight, and they look down on where they live, and they try to look through the window and say, okay, that's my neighborhood over there. I can kind of see that big water tower near where I live. That's the area I live in. But as you go up higher and higher, those houses and those structures, they get smaller and smaller. Then you start to see a little bit of cloud come over you, and then you get through the clouds and you say, man, Before the clouds hit you, you look over the horizon, you say, look how small where I live is and how vast this planet is. Just from the slight lift off, you see how tiny your house might be, or that big schoolyard is a tiny dot now. And it puts everything into perspective that, yes, we are important. God loves us all, but the problems that we have, the challenges that we have, wow, they're really small. So we are hurting when we go through them, but we have to come out of ourselves sometime to see how far we've come and say, wow, what would have killed my spirit many years ago couldn't touch me now because I've evolved. And you take a spiritual lift off and you're above so many things now. And that's when the time comes when you can speak to people about the problems that you've had and you see them in that same place. And it's for you now that you're elevated to lift them up and bring them out of that. Like I said, even if it's just to listen to them and give a little word every now and then, but they can sense that you've been there. And there's so much nonverbal communication that can go on between two people, or when you're speaking to a group of people, that even a mere hug or a gaze into their eyes gives them some type of power to help them make it through the bad times in their life.
That's right. That's right. And I'm telling you, I'm an example. I got what I asked for when I was moving, because when I was going through what I was going through, Lance, I was really afraid. I'm going to be honest with you. There was a fear there because I was so connected.
But that's honest. That's honest. That's okay. You know, but you trust. Look, the little baby may fear certain things, but they trust the parent. You as a grown man, you may fear certain things, but you trust your Heavenly Father. So you say, you know what?
Right.
I am scared, but you know what? I'm going to go through with this anyway because I know the promises that God gave to me because I'm trying to live right. It is scary. The unknown is scary. And the things that we have to go through might be scary, but you know what? One day the unknown will be the known. Everything that you know now in life was one day the unknown, wasn't it? Me being here in Orlando, Florida was the unknown. When I dropped down in the plane and said, oh my God, you know, what have I done? You know what I mean? I'm selling my house in New York and I'm moving down. And I said to myself, something came over me and said, you know what? The situation's worked out. And I'm not necessarily looking for friends because, you know, I could be down here, but I have friends down here that I haven't even met yet. I got money to make down here that I haven't even touched yet, you know? So just like you came into the world and it was unknown to you, even though we didn't have the mental capacity to conceptualize everything that we're going through, we got to push through now. We got, no matter what, especially at this part of the game, this time of life. You know, hey, we're not 20 years old no more. I hope for us to live to 250 years old. You know what I mean? But at this point, we should know the game. We should have had enough for the buffet of life: birth, death, poverty, having money, heartbroken, happiness, all the good stuff and the bad stuff, to know there's nothing on this table coming up that's going to stop me or keep me from my ultimate victory.
Right. That's right. We're in that fight, and time is running out too, Lance.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
For a lot of these people.
But see, this is how cyberspace has gripped and suspended our mind. There's an aspect of the internet that is so deadly that people do not understand it. Look, I haven't fallen victim to it because I skim it. You know, when you skim a rock and it just goes over, the rock on its own is too heavy, it will fall in. But when it has a power behind it that you propel this rock with, it will skim over. Now, eventually it loses momentum. But what I mean to say is that on the internet, most of our minds have been suspended. Never before in the history of mankind can we go back in time, right? And just hit a button and hear a song from so many years ago and find ourselves back in that place. And for a moment, we're caught up and wow. Now, this is a good thing to reminisce, but we have traded in real living for this cyber existence. And this is why so many of us are not experiencing life right now as we should. We're suspended in this fake thing. We're not looking out the window to see the sun coming down. We're looking into our smartphone screen, or we're looking into the computer or the tablet. We're not getting on and getting off. You get on there to enhance your life. Oh, let me find this recipe. Oh, let me find directions. Oh, okay, I'm going to listen to this song right now. See, so it hasn't been a struggle for me because I am a thought producer. Let me see what I can put on the internet. Let me see what I can say and share on the internet, or maybe somebody else can share their experience on the internet. We do our editing, we do what we do, and we get off of it. And sometimes it does take a little time. But for the time that I've spent on it, I don't let it pull me down. Now, yeah, sometimes things pop up where it's like, wow, I haven't seen that neighborhood in a while or whatever, but I don't let it consume me. You see, it's like I'm running away from a tsunami that's trying to engulf the city, but I'm staying ahead of it. And so many of us have had our minds suspended where our lives are nothing but sitting in front of a screen or staring blankly, waiting for some kind of life to come to us through a cyber mechanism, then going out and experiencing life. When was the last time many of these kids had their hand in dirt, planting seeds to give life, to bring forth life? When was the last time you see kids out in the street playing with each other? Our young boys are having growing breasts right now. They're eating the bad food and they're just hitting that smartphone. They're not even pushing their bodies anymore. See, we're in the age group where we can look back and say, you know what, Drake, when I was 15 years old, this is what we did. When I was 20 years old, this is what we did. When I was 12 years old, this is what I did. These kids who are growing up without anything or memories created or social situations where they are bonded, what are they going to talk about 20 years from now? I remember I used to sit in my room and be on the computer all day. What is that?
That's right.
This is why they become social misfits.
Yeah. They don't even know how to be social. And then it's this. Everybody's got this certain inner self-hate to where when they look at their own, it's like they look at their own,
exactly,
looking at a reflection. You know what I mean? Instead of looking at their own proudly, or if their own has just gotten blessed with something, or the Most High has put them in a certain position, instead of you saying, oh, that is so great, yeah, another one of my brothers and sisters, we're hating them. It's crazy.
And see, we have to be able to let go when people start that foolishness, especially when it's people that are supposed to be in your inner circle, and they should not let that consume them and overtake them. If they are not responsible enough to stop that stuff before it gets out into the atmosphere, you cannot allow them to let their neglect mess up and mar your life, because no matter who we all have a mission, we all have a path, and we are to affect everybody on a positive level in our path. We're supposed to also be affected by what comes in our path, so we go higher, right? So I have no time for envy. I have no time for wanting to throw off and discourage anybody. I have no time for that. These cyber airwaves are infested with that demon, and it's so easy to come into you. People talk about a Ouija board, and it's so dangerous to mess with those things. Well, what the hell do you think it is when we open up a screen on the computer and we get transfixed, we get intoxicated, and we find ourselves on pages that we didn't anticipate going in? Look, when I go into the supermarket, I have an intention on what I'm going to purchase. When I go online, I have an intention on what I'm going to do. You see what I mean? Right. So for those of us who allow this cyber mechanism to permeate our psyche and get into us, it's a demonic thing, because there are demons traveling through the internet. Best believe it. Yes. Yeah. And when you open up your mind, to it, another person can be in Canada or the UK. It could be an old relationship where they have something wayward on their mind where, oh, Lance, you're looking good. Oh, it's been a long time. And they send you pictures. And so, or it could be somebody who wants to permeate your life who doesn't even know you. I've had people who come on to some of the shows, nobody really notable where they're known, but they come on to the shows and they donate money and oh, brother, I'm with you. And then they hear that you're making a move on a positive level, and they get mad, you never hear from them no more. So what is that?
Yeah.
And even when you shared with them that you're making this move on a positive level, well, you know, you need to be careful of this and be careful of that. I don't know. But you did it. And you encouraged me to do it through what you did. You didn't outwardly say, but you motivated me. I said, man, you're doing this. I'm not copying you, but I'm doing this in my own way. And then you never hear from them no more. It's weird. So this is self-propelled. This mission of mine and Mrs. Scurv and yours, it's self-propelling. It doesn't depend on the external. We got Brother Keston here. He's not right here right now, but I'm just saying that God has blessed me with brothers like yourself. And our orbits are different, but trust me, not a day goes by where your name doesn't come up or we don't think about you in this household. Even if we don't say your name, I know you're there and I walk with you. You see what I mean? And there are many others who, and I'm not going to say too many others, right? I say many others, but on different degrees, because physically you live where you live and I live where I live, but the spirits are connected. And so that's how we use this thing on a righteous level. Because even if you're busy and we don't speak for weeks or even months, you see how your brother is living as far as what I'm trying to put out there to the universe.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And you know what else too, Lance? I don't, as far as the internet, remember when I told you when we did the first show, I don't mess with the internet unless I'm when I go on the internet or YouTube,
right,
I go for something with some substance.
There you go.
I never watch World Star, all that negative stuff,
right,
that reality show BS. I'll listen to Phil from the Advice Show, my brother LanceScurvX, things of that nature.
Right.
Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, you remember her?
Yes, of course I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the things, anything that's positive information or anything that's going to be beneficial to when we pass on and our younger ones that's coming up to keep us growing, that's what I go and listen to. And then other than that, I'm not on it at all. I might be out here putting in work and doing what I do.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? So when I do go on there, I just do that to keep updated and stuff like that. Because like I told you, I never text. I never even been on the internet until 2014.
Wow.
And it was a bad situation that caused me to get on the internet, which you know what that is, and that's how we met up.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, see, it's been a healing thing for you, and thank God that you got to the places you need to get to. And, okay, MapQuest or going on a map, that's a different thing. But, let me tell you something. There are people who, they basically live online. And see, people don't understand. They think because the person is physically away that there are not others out there who they just have to know about your life. They're watching your life. When you put it up there, like a TV show, they wake up and they're checking. They wake up and they're seeing, let me see what he put up. Now, I don't mean like the YouTube videos of the shows because, we want people to engage on those things. But we're talking about another level of this thing. They have a thing called the dark net. Basically, it's just like when you go to the beach and you see the surface water. Well, that's all you see is the surface water. But under that water is a huge ocean that encompasses 75% of the entire planet. So it's the most of it. The dark net is most of the internet, and you can get anything you want, legal and illegal. Now, I'm saying anything. People can go in there and get drugs. There have been known people to the whole child pornography thing. It's a wild, wild west out there, right? So when you have entities out there who they do not have a life, and they're evil and hateful on the inside, and even they don't know it, right? And they just watch people's lives. Sometimes they know them, sometimes they don't know them, but they're voyeurs. But it's strange because in their heart they hope for the worst for you. And as they watch you and they see you rise, they resent that even more, and it drives them down into a deeper depression. And they will love it. They have a temporary euphoria of feeling good when they see you take a fall somehow, and they anticipate that. And what a sad way to live, because now, whether you know it or not, this collective energy is putting a drain on you, right? Now, that's why you have to stay prayed up and stay in the right place, because, like they say, put on the whole armor. If you're not protected collectively, it could be a stranger, right? Because, see, For example, right. I have certain mechanisms and certain friends that hit me to what's going on with my social media when I choose to do so. So when strange things happen, I go in deep. I'll make a phone call and say, hey, check this out for me. They say, well, who is this person? Because they've been watching you on Facebook from this profile. They've been watching you on YouTube. See, there's things YouTube can do, and there's things that if you know to do it, you can go deeper. And so you say, okay, why is the police department in Dallas, Texas watching me so much? I'm just using that as an example. That's not the case. And then you say, why is this person in this particular state I haven't spoken to in a while, but why are they watching so much? You know, they'll change their mask, they'll change your profile, they'll change your page, and you can't get away from, certain statistics when a person can go in the gray area, and you see how sick this thing can be. And it makes me want to run away from it. Look, Drake, I have a full podcasting studio here, and one day soon you're going to be down here, and also you're going to taste some of the wonderful Mrs. Scurv's cooking in Mrs. Scurv's kitchen, right? But
yes, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there.
And we're going to have the Drake show, and we're going to have you headline it, and Mr. Scurv is going to be here. I'm going to be here. Brother Keston's going to be here, and we're going to have it where we can call in and all of that good stuff. But like I said, it's really a living pre-hell. We talk about hell, but this cyberspace effect that we can't see. See, we can see the pages and the websites and the live streams, but there are real emotions being roused out here, and they're not always good. As a matter of fact, for the most part, most of it is not good. And so when you travel into those waters, you better be protected. It's like walking up on a bee's nest in the complete darkness. You don't know. You might have some headphones on, bopping to some music, walking through the woods, and you're about to walk face first into a bee's nest. That's what it's like on cyberspace, because everything is all good and we're oblivious to these things. But even if you don't talk with anybody and they see your pages, there are feelings being roused up. And I do have a belief that collective hate, well, when you're protected by God, nothing can touch you. But if you're unprotected and this collective hate of people who don't know each other but don't dig you, trust me, it will bring you down. So me knowing how to navigate those waters and keep my spirit a certain way, this is what's maintained me. Really, by the time 2022 comes around, I can say that I've been on this thing for 20 years. You know what I mean? But I've been on there a good 16 years already.
Hey, brother, before I forget,
yes,
I got to thank you for that show you did the other day, man.
Which?
Thank you for that show you did the other day.
Which one?
That was powerful. You did a show about those punks.
Those Christian punks?
Christians.
Oh yeah. Most black Christians are scared punks.
Oh my God, man!
I came home from work, and I was tired. Mr. Scurv gave me some herbal knockout tea, because sometimes if I don't sleep by a certain time, I'm not sleeping at all. And there've been times in the past I'll look around and say, hey, it's 8:00 in the morning. I'm not gonna be able to drive. But when I came in, I took the tea and I said, before this thing hits me, I don't know how it's going to sound. I didn't even edit the thing. I knew that I didn't make any mistakes, because I usually just free flow. I'll stutter every now and then, no problem. I just, from the beginning, the end, I made sure it ended right. But instead of pausing, I have to walk up to the equipment and hit the button off. I'll cut that part off. And I didn't know what I said. I just flowed.
The truth that cannot be disputed. See, I was sitting there, Lance, when you did that show. And when I checked on you a couple of hours later after you did the show, I think you did it like early that morning, right?
Yeah, I uploaded it. Yeah, it got up that time. Yeah.
I think about that. It was that afternoon or morning afternoon when I started listening to it while I was on my route.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something, man. That was a heartfelt show, because I can, for the ones who can relate and understand that kind of stuff and know what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I had to smile, Lance. I was sitting there in the vehicle. I was like, truth cannot be disputed. I mean, they can fight against it. They can slander it. They can do, as we both have been through.
Right.
The slandering, the lies that come against you when you speak truth and all that. But see, when you got a strong back and you let this stuff brush off your shoulders, get to the point where it's giving me so much strength when I see stuff like that. Like when people come with the hate and the hateful words, like you wouldn't believe the names I'd have been called, Lance. And it's funny to me because I'd have been called from transgender.
Oh God.
All kinds of stuff. I mean, they call me stuff that I would have never thought in a million years that someone would just come out and say. I said, okay, the hate is real. The hate out here is real.
Yeah, people grabbing at straws, man. They're grabbing at straws.
Right. That means you're doing something right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That show has me going. In fact, I'm gonna listen to it a second time because I don't know. I always listen to them shows twice.
Right.
I know it's something I missed.
Right.
My miss, Lance. So I got to hear it again.
well, thanks, Brother Jake. I mean, I was just gonna get on for 15 minutes. When I'm driving during the day, I have the part of me that's conscious where I'm aware of what I'm doing. The cat runs out in front of the road, you hit the brakes, or somebody is elderly, you don't pull off and make them fall, or just things that you do in your routine. But it's pretty much routine, the same things every day. So like a picture-in-picture television screen, there's always that little picture that's there that I remain conscious on what needs to be done for the job. But there's the other side that when left alone for a little while I'm driving, because I do 10 hours and change a day, my mind is out there, and I look at things. I just don't see the physical people. I see the spirits of the people, right? I always see the spirits of the people. And I really was disgusted with what I saw that day. I didn't go out there, and I don't. When I say disgusted, maybe it's just slightly annoyed. But it's like, you know what? I got to talk about what I see, and I don't write bulleted points. Now, there's certain particular shows that I'll do, or even monologues that I'll do, where I want to state certain facts, and I will jot down loosely because I'll remember the fact, and I want to get this in. But 95% of the time, when I sit in front of the mic, I just talk, right? And I said, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it. I'm falling asleep. And I edited everything up that night and set it up so when I got up in the morning, I could hit the button and make it go up. But I didn't know I was going to, I think it was like 40 something minutes that I stayed on there. And I didn't know it was going to be that way. So I just flowed.
Powerful minutes.
Huh?
That was 40 something powerful minutes. Let me tell you. that was one of your, to me, that was even one of your best shows on the church because as you evolve, and the Most High gives you more information to put out that he puts within your spirit,
right,
it's going to be even more powerful, Lance. Don't you notice that? Look, I was 50 and you were 51 when we started that.
Right. Isn't that something?
Look at how the Most High uses us now and the things that come out now.
You're right.
The information is coming out of, see, when the good information and important information is coming out the right vessels. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
You don't want information coming out the wrong vessels because the wrong vessels could twist it.
Exactly.
From the heart.
That's right. It's like drinking your favorite tea out of a dirty cup. You're going to get some of that residue in there also. It's got to be a clean vessel. You're right.
Right. And that's the difference. That's where it's a big difference and a big divide. So I've always gotten to the point, especially with what I came out of what and who I'm listening to. And now I have so much discernment when certain individuals come around me and they smile and they, oh, you this and you that, and I already know who they are, and they don't even realize I know who you are.
Right.
I know who you are.
Right. One guy got on, or he was downtown. I wasn't on the bus, and he actually came to ask me directions, and I didn't know the answer because they change up schedules and they change up the different twists and turns on these bus routes across town that I've never done before, a new route. So you got to be honest. They say, listen, I honestly do not know the answer. And I was heading over to the restroom. I said, well, listen, I'll show you where you can get the information. Oh, you're not doing your job. You should know. Now, come on. They don't expect us to know every single time point on every single route, morning, noon, and night. As long as you don't treat these people with disrespect. And he went on and on. Then he started going places that were just totally off the chart. Oh, you should be glad that you have a job, so you should try to keep the job that you have because we can make it where you don't have a job. So I saw the racist spirit coming out of this white man. So
wow.
I told him, I said, that's where you have to get your information. And he kept on going. And I stood there. I'm looking at my phone now. He kept drilling me. I said, listen, I said, I have a job. Right. And I have to perform those duties for the job. I've done all I can for you. But I just want to let you know one thing. I've been dealing with you all my life. I know you very well.
Right.
You don't surprise me. You're not scaring me with what you're saying. It's no shock. I know exactly who you are. I've been dealing with you and defeating you my entire life. Have a good day.
That's right.
And he was like,
that's right.
Then he got even more, and I smiled at him. I said, I really burn you up, don't I? I said, the world is changing, and with the kind of spirit that you have, this is going to be a very miserable place, because it is written that I will be the victor. And then he was, God damn it, and I don't think he ever got his directions, because when he got to the line, I came out of the bathroom, he was standing there bedazzled because there was nothing but black people sitting behind the counter. So now he was roused up on a racial level. He didn't want to say nothing to them. And when I walked past them, I waved at him. I said, how you doing, y'all? And so he saw me again, and he turned around. I'm not going to deal with them niggas. And I left him standing there waiting for somebody else of a different hue to ask the question. Meanwhile, the schedule pamphlets are there. Maybe he was illiterate. Who knows? A lot of these people don't like to see you advance or see you as an intelligent, upright, clean living person, because there are a lot of folks down here in the South who may be white as well as black. But let's talk about the white racists. A lot of people in the Klan who don't have any teeth in their head, who hate you for who you are, don't even know how to spell. But they're out there talking, white power, white power. White power. Well, show me some power, because if you ain't got no teeth in your mouth in a system that favors you, right? I need a few teeth in my head too, right? But I'm doing all right. But these people, they can't even rub two nickels together to do anything.
No,
and
but
go ahead, sweetheart.
No, but the thing about it is that a lot of these people, they like to when they see you're shining, they want to suck your energy. There's always some bad spirit out there, and they always come after you every day because they see your spirit is up and they know what you're about, so they just want to drain you. They like vampire. They just want to suck all your energy, all day long. And if they can do it every day, they'll do it because they see you're smiling. They know you're happy. Why the hell is he happy? Why the hell is she happy today? So they want to drain you, and that's what they do. And that's why they come after you every day, because they could, from a mile away, they see the Holy Spirit shining in you. So they just want to drain you. They just want to take that. They just want to rob your joy.
Right. That reminds me, hey Lance, what you just told me about that evangelical preacher went viral on the internet about maybe not even a month ago. His father was exposed years ago for being a homosexual, preaching to a big behind church, another one, But he got up there when the NFL players got on their knees and wouldn't stand up for the flag. He got up there and got in the church, and he got a lot of black members. It's a white preacher, but he got a lot of black members, and had the nerve to tell the congregation. And what pissed me off is all these black women in there clapping. And they in there clapping while he's telling them they should be grateful that they're making good salary. A preacher.
Oh, wow.
And I said, oh, man. And this is the same guy who was just on the preaching 2-3 years ago, going in on the prosperity preachers, and y'all going to hell, and God and money this, and he was talking all this good stuff. Now all of a sudden he showed his true colors. So I think Trump is here for a reason, because it's showing the true colors of people.
Right.
I think Trump is kind of like a wake-up call for a lot of people.
For black people especially, because
especially the ones that want to comb and all that
stuff. What happened to you ought to be glad you have a black president now, and we're living in a post-racial society. Really? Let that spoon stir up that mix from the bottom of the glass. Let it stir a little harder, and you'll see what comes up. You see, all of this stuff has always been there. It's been settled at the bottom. Right. But as circumstances come and twirl the liquid around in that glass, it comes up to the surface. Everything is cool in that dusty room that you haven't dusted for months. It doesn't look dusty. You might see a little dust here and there. But start cleaning. You're going to realize you're going to have to open that window, and you might start choking from the dust that's always been there. Right? So that's how America is. And those of us who have always spoken out on what we experience boldly, they look at us like, you're crazy. It's not like that. I have a good job. Yes, it's still there a little bit here and there, but I have white friends and they all love me. Right? But they never let you come around their neighborhood. Look, we don't know what they talk about around the water cooler. And see, as I go about my day, I have a bag where I keep my stuff in, whether it's equipment or some extra food to eat, whatever. And there have been times where my recorder was on. I don't know how it got on, but I might have left the bag somewhere where nobody's going to steal it. But for some reason, I picked up a conversation that I might not have anticipated hearing. And I've gotten the water cooler conversation. That damn guy, Lance, I don't know who I think he is. Walks like he owns the world. Look at him. He's just like us, making the same salary. He does his stuff online. Who does he think he is? You know what I mean? So this is why, in the face of it, there's a lot of things that we feel in the outside world, and we don't acknowledge it because we don't really see it all the way, right? A person next to you can be walking and smiling, and you say, how's everything? Oh, everything is just fine. Oh, there's some pretty new shoes you got. Oh, yes. But they might have a pebble in that shoe killing their damn foot. And they're smiling and in denial about that pebble that they have in their shoe. See, I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to be in denial about it. I'm going to talk about it. I don't care how subtle it is. We can't doubt our gift of discernment anymore. We have a gift of discernment, and we can't doubt it anymore. Some people are loony and imagine things, but when you hone that thing, you can't doubt it anymore. To doubt the gift of discernment that God gave you is a disrespect to the Creator himself. So when I discern certain things on a psychic level, the quick glances that let you know this person ain't digging you, or they're racist, or they're hateful, or whatever, you're within your right to exude something that is against that. That's the antithesis of that particular thing. You looking at me racist and you hate the fact that I walk tall in public? Well, I'm walking taller. Let me tell you something on a real subtle level. Last night, we went into the neighborhood Walmart, which we should not be supporting Walmart, but I went there anyway. We had to get some greens and different things to sustain our bodies, right? We grow our own stuff, but sometimes we got to hit that to keep our bodies going. We walked over to where the vegetables were. This white man, older guy, older than me, or maybe we were the same age, he was just toe up, whatever, and that's usually the case. He wanted to come over and get some vegetables also in the same area. But we were there already. And the way he was staring at us, like, what are these niggas over here this time of night buying vegetables? I'm telling you, that's what it was. So he stared at me when I looked at him in his eyes, and he anticipated me looking away. Like he's used to this. Like nigga, know your place. You can look my way, but you better look away. So I stood taller, and I really gave it back to him. I'm like not absorbing, but engaging this man. Like, okay, what's next? What do you have to say? Because I know you want to come over there and get the vegetables, but you don't want to come near us. And I'm not running away. Like he waited for me to say, you want to come over here? Oh, we gladly move away from here, massa. No. I'm a human being and a man. I have no problem with you being near me. If your mission is to go get food to sustain you or your family, we're all in this together. But he had his own little idiosyncrasies that he wanted to inflict on me, and I didn't fall into place. And we got to stop falling into place with these twisted people. They wait for you. Right. You ever see like the little electric pop dance where one person does something and the hand points over to the next person and they start popping too? I'm not coon popping for nobody. You know what I mean? Right. We were in the bank yesterday, and they had different tellers, and there was one black woman who was a straight coon behind that counter, and she glanced over my way, and I locked eyes with her for a second, and her face dropped like, oh, he's not playing the same game I'm playing, because I'm supposed to come in and Why am I laughing at something that doesn't even exist, or laughing at something that's not funny? Some of these people feel they have to do that to keep their job because they're not as qualified in their mind, where in fact they might be overqualified or brilliant. I'm not going to quell my brilliance for no person who's out there symbolically, who's toothless, talking about white power, white power. Oh, I can't get the question right on this test. 2 + 2 is what, 5 and 3? And you want to talk about white power? You ain't got no damn power. And I'm not bending to this. Look, you got a Muhammad Ali at Drake. This is the time, the spirit of Ali when he beat Sonny Liston. I just turned 22 years old, and so I'm pretty. Yes, I'm almost 55 years old. I don't look like I used to when I was 20. But I'm a handsome man. I'm a clean man. I got more nutrients in my feces than most of these crackers have in their plate of food. That's how good I'm eating. Right? So the Most High has blessed me. The sun loves me. Anything unnatural in this atmosphere, the sun burns. Who burns? The plants? No. Me? No. You? No. I'm in total harmony with creation. So I'm not the disruptor of this place. I'm not the Johnny come lately. I have in my DNA brilliance that everybody has taken from to make their brilliance. So anybody who does anything brilliant, they better bow to me because it came from me. And this is how we have to think and exude, just the same way, and I'll shut up after this. When you're walking down a dark street and you might see somebody who's a foot taller than you, 200 pounds more than you, and less body fat, and they're looking kind of fearsome. Well, you know what? On our initial contact, you might be physically equipped to beat my behind, but in my spirit, that's something you're not going to have. So if you're thinking about doing something to me, I'm like that vicious cat that's cornered now. I'm talking about, because you know what? I'm coming at you just as hard as you coming at me. And while you might beat me physically, you're not taking my spirit, but you know what? Your balls are going to be hurting. You might have an eye hanging out your head, and you might be scratched up with a couple teeth stuck in my knuckles. You're not coming out of this confrontation easy. I'm not going to make it easy for you. And I'm thinking this. I'm exuding this, and this joker would say, you know what? I could probably beat this guy, but I want to go home. I don't want no blood drawn out of me either. You know what I mean? We going to fight. And that's the problem with too many of us. We don't have the fight in us. We lay down our sword and we lay down our shield. When the enemy comes, we just relent. We might look strong and say the right things, but deep down, we don't really want to fight. Deep down, we don't really want to lose our jobs. Deep down, we don't really want to downsize or lose where we are in our position. Oh, I'll talk to a point, but I can't say that because I just might lose my position. Every job I've worked, they know what I do. But you got to respect me. You don't have to like a damn thing I say. But you know what? You like me deep down because when it comes time for the war, you wish you had a person like me on your side because I'm going to stand strong. And look, these oppressors, they don't respect the coons, you know. Coons are like toilet paper I can use you to wipe up with and flush you down. The oppressor doesn't like these coons who think they got points. And they're looking at him like, you fool. We don't like what Lance is saying, but we're going to respect him more deep down. What he's doing is diametrically opposed to our ideology, but that warrior spirit he has, because look, I can get a pink slip tomorrow. This is a right to work state. But folks, no, don't come at me like that. Because if you're truly connected to the Most High, you're going to trust in that in your action instead of some of these punk Christians who go to a service incestuously with the same damn people oh brother so-and-so, oh sister so-and-so. Go out into the damn world and reach people that need to hear something good. Live it. Because sometimes people that don't even know me, man, I've been riding your bus for the last 2 years and you eat good all the time, man. You got to help me. People are observing you in your walk, Drake. No matter how subtle you and your profession and what you do, people see how you walk. They say he physically walks a little different. There's something different about him. When my mother passed away, we didn't have the internet, and the book that she had all her addresses in, my crackhead brother stole it to go beg people for money, right? We all know that. I've told that story time and time again. But 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years after she passed away, and there were people that I couldn't reach, but they finally found out from different states. And what? They told me stories and wrote long letters about her walk. There are people who didn't know her and rang my bell and said, I never really knew her. I just saw her, but she would always give me a kind word or her spirit. I didn't know her. I just have to say, see, so your walk is very important.
Right. Your walk.
When you follow boxing, this is the last thing I'm going to say. When you follow boxing, one of the biggest things for me in boxing when they're fighting, because I love the business of boxing, is the ring walk. I'm sitting there and I'm watching these guys in their face. I'm watching how they walk. I'm watching every little mannerism. And I can damn near tell you 85% of the time who's going to win that fight. Of course, if you know they're in shape or not, or what they've been going through. But at that point, I already know, because it's about the spirit now. Inflicting your spirit. And don't let your spirit get broken. So many entities out here want to help facilitate you to get your spirit broken, even if it's just for sport and play.
Right. And, I made my mind up, Lance. I made my mind up. I said, I was looking at certain things I was dealing with and certain individuals I was dealing with, whether it be dealing with the workplace or, whatever. I said in 2018, I'm not going through that. I'm going to get my studies more.
Right.
I'm going to focus more and get these things done that taken care of for security later on in the future when I don't have to do all this work the way I'm working now.
That's right.
So the plan is still in order, and right now, thank God, I got somebody on my team.
That's right.
That's
right. And you got family down here in Orlando, Florida, man. At the last minute, you didn't have to say that. Hey, Lance, I'm 2 miles away, man. I'm like, listen, the garage door is open. Come on in, man. I got a room here for you. We got food here for you. And we damn sure going to do some shows. And this is how we have to do. And I'm a man of my word. I put it into practice. Of course, we have all kind of weirdos out there, but you are not a weirdo. You're my brother. I love you, and I love your spirit. And yes, you are consistent. And whatever you say goes. I will never doubt it. You say, hey, Lance, this is the deal. Boom, I got you. And this is what we have to formulate between each other out here in cyberspace to filter through the fake crap people and reach out to the real people that are our real family.
Right.
And you are my family. I love you. Right. There was a time in my life, because I went through a lot, especially my mother passed away, and I was having problems with my brother, and I always gravitated toward large families as friends. I used to love that, and because it gave me, but I never had that. I have family all over the world and stuff that's distant, but this has been an experience for me where the few, and I don't have to have numbers around me, but to know you're there, to know you have a loving, comforting, a fortifying spirit, you know what I mean? Just to talk to you makes me feel that I have family, and you are my family, and there's several others who I feel that way about, and it's really been good for me. It's helped to filter out the frauds and the fakes and the two-faced people, but it's also helped to bring to the forefront in my life that sense of comfort, and it just helps my spirit to just go further, because I know I'm connected. So when I speak, I know you're going to hear it. Not that I'm all that, but I mean, like, I got to represent you. I got to represent Mrs. Scurv. I got to represent Brother Keston. I got to represent my mother and father, who physically are not here, but they've passed the baton on to me, and I have everything in me that they put in me, plus I got some more to add. So when I pass the baton on to anybody who wants to grab it, then I know I did my job.
That's why it always gets better, Lance. That's what I'm telling you. It always gets better. I sat back and went back from all the way back to when I was listening to you and Madam.
Mm-hmm.
First had heard of the show, and me and you had not even met till maybe almost 2 years or so after I started listening.
Wow.
I just happened to be listening to it because of what I was dealing with in the household.
Right.
And some of the stuff Madam would say, and then
right.
you would say, I was like, wow. So I started listening to the show more. And then all of a sudden, I came under attack.
See?
And then when I came under attack, I went to a so-called Christian. And who had a radio show.
Mm-hmm.
And I got stepped on. I said, oh, God. So I said, you know what? I never in life again go ask a Christian, especially a black Christian, for any kind of help or assistance.
Mm-mm.
Never.
Mm-mm.
That was something, because I didn't want to do it in the first place.
Right.
It's just that the stuff he was saying, he made himself seem like he was really concerned and love for his people. It wasn't until
everybody's not. Yeah.
That and even with this guy Earl Carter, he is holding on to a title, Lance. He's really focused on his title.
That's what it is.
See, I can read all these guys, the good and some of the stuff they're saying that people are not even catching on to. I have good discernment with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to him personally on the phone, Lance, and this is how I found him out. I spoke to him personally on the phone years ago, 2014. Do you know this man? First thing he said on the phone, hold up, before we go on with this conversation, call me doctor or bishop. Call me bishop or doctor.
Are you serious? Wait. And this was the private conversation?
Earl Carter on the phone, private phone conversation.
What the hell?
So I cut it off. I didn't even bother to tell him.
Oh, my God.
Tell him. And then, you know the situation when I told you when, TJ gets on, do a show.
Right.
And then he says, this guy, and, he asked me, could I help him? And I told him, he was trying to make himself look good and said, well, I told him, well, so-and-so, your mortgage, your pastor, this and that. I said, oh, my God, I know this dude didn't just do this to me. And I'm not even going to do what I'm going through. And so when I seen that, and then when me and you got together, it was consistent. You were real. You felt the pain. You had actually been through some of the same stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and to this day, we always been tight, Lance. And see,
and we always will be. We always will be.
Mm-hmm. I only like the real ones. I don't mess with the fake ones.
Me neither.
Out here in the triad, I got the same 3 friends out here in the triad. Everybody else is acquaintances.
Right. That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Acquaintances or a co-worker or something like that. But I got 3 people that I could say I trust in. One of them being, one of my supervisors. The other one is Reggie and Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Right. But see, traveling light, when you travel light like that, people will come and go. And this is another thing about this internet game that many people get hurt by. People come and go. I look down the list of shows I've done, and people are living their lives, so I don't think that they have to be glued to me. I'm not saying that, but things. A lot of things come back to me, and it's like, really? Right. But it's human nature. This is how they are. They let the negative forces, use them like that. So it's like, it is what it is. This is the nature of the beast. Look at the time that we're living in. So those things don't shock me. Those things don't shock me.
Right. Me neither. Not anymore, because just when you think something is bad, here they come with something worse.
Right. Exactly.
And you thought you done seen it all. Here they come with something else crazy.
Well, and this is why, you don't go out into the woods at night without rubbing that orange rind or that mosquito stuff on you. The mosquitoes are there. You've learned enough, and you learn enough to anticipate, and life gets easier. See, this is the thing that the haters don't understand. They are helping you to make life easier, meaning that when you're in a fight and you get hit with a right hand, it teaches you, or a left hook, it teaches you how to keep your right hand up. They may get you once or twice, but if you're there mentally and you're receptive to what's going on in the atmosphere around you, you know how to make the adjustments so that things get easier. So when the same situation comes up again and you find yourself in that same place, you know how to defend yourself and move forward and evade the effects of the attack that they're trying to levy on you. It's not going to happen. And so your blade, your spiritual blade, is sharper and cuts through life like butter. Not like a dull butter knife trying to cut through concrete, but it's a hot, sharp blade that cuts through butter. And these people who lay their traps for you, they're bedazzled, because they're like, wait a second. And it's a lot of people down here, especially in the South, that may be white, that may be black or whatever, or faking or fronting that there's something else. And they see you and they say, wait a second. How did you get to this age and you have this enthusiasm for life? Aren't there enough things to plug into you to drain you down? One of the biggest things that inspire me is the fact that when I look in that mirror in the back of the bus, I'm not saying I'm inspired from somebody being downtrodden. I don't mean that. But when I see the downtrodden faces of people who are drained, some of them who are going to work late in the afternoon or early in the afternoon, I'm saying to myself, I don't want to be that way. I'm not trying to plug into the same thing that they plug into, right? So I got to be different.
Right.
I got to take a different approach. Look, when you called, I didn't hear the ringer. I had it down low somewhat. Mrs. Scurv said, oh, your phone rung. So she saw it flash. So I reached over and I said, oh, my God, Drake. And I had to call you back immediately. I'm not trying to say this to make it seem like, well, yeah, so I'm so real. All I'm saying is that this conversation that we're having right now that we are recording was not scripted. We were laying in the bed just about to wake up. God made you call on that time because this conversation that we have now is ordained. I can look back and see that even now. I don't have to wait for 5 days from now. Every time we talk, it's jewels being dropped. You see what I mean? So I said, hold on. This is too good. I can't front. We got to record this. We didn't know. We didn't have a script. We're not fronting. We're not trying to angle and be somebody that we're not. I even had to use the bathroom and run away for a second. It's real. And this microphone is dying because I still got morning breath. Microphone, I'm sorry. But it's real.
Yes. It has to be, brother. It has to be real. If people wake up, they'd be so much more at peace if they just be themselves. See, I don't do the external, Lance. I do the internal.
Exactly.
Especially from the Most High deals with me from the inside. He teaches me. I could stay home, go in the scriptures, pull up I'm trying to get a Torah right now because I want to study the Torah. But I've even found out some stuff, too, I forgot to mention to you.
Right.
I found out some more things biblically about the Bible, and even to the point of tithing and money. Like, I noticed no one ever mentions, Lance, and correct me if I'm wrong,
mm-hmm.
What's on the face of a $1 bill, a $20 bill, a $5 bill? What's on the face?
There's so much. I'm probably going to answer it wrong. So just go ahead and tell me.
They call them our forefathers.
Oh, yes, definitely. Right.
Okay, they're calling them our forefathers, but if anyone goes and do the research, all of those were men of the Masonic Boule order.
There you go.
Okay, so if they were men of a Masonic order, and that's why when the scriptures talk about the love of money, and a lot of people say the root to all evil, money ain't the evil, and the love of money is not the root to all evil, it's the root to all kinds of evil. That's why I let people know you don't take out the word kinds of evil. And then you got Masonic men on there that everybody's killing each other out here over the money, but yet the preachers are telling them you need to tithe as if the Most High wants demonic Masonic men.
Tell it.
You see what I'm saying? On a piece of paper that was made from a tree he created. And so people are not looking at that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about you don't pay your tithes, you curse God, your car gonna conk out? No, if your car conk out or you have anything wrong with your car, you catch a flat. I heard a preacher say God gonna get his money. No, that's just a mechanical problem. Now, if you stupid enough to listen to a preacher and he tells you that and you go for it, then you deserve what you get.
That's right.
It's 2018.
A busted car, now you're more impoverished because you gave the money to the preacher and he's driving past you with no problem. Ain't that something?
Right. It'll never happen. Not over here.
Wow.
It never happened. Yeah, I'm learning some more stuff, Lance, so that's why I'm going to definitely get out there soon. And another thing I meant to tell you, do you know, I was afraid of airplanes.
Oh, I am still too. Even though I flew down to Jamaica, I'm still, but, you know, okay, I'm not going to sound like everybody else and say it's safer than driving the car, but we can't let that stop us in what we're doing. We can't because
I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
For the first time, I tell you, everything happened for a reason. I'm about to go on my first plane ride. Lance, I just turned 53. I'm 53.
Right.
And I'm taking my first plane ride, not because I couldn't, because I chose not to get on planes.
Right.
I even drove from Long Island to Florida while others flew. I said, I'll meet you there.
Exactly. I know the feeling.
But I'm going to take my first plane ride. My baby went and surprised me and set us up a trip. And I ain't going to give the date off of the phone.
Right.
We taking my first plane trip, and we getting ready to go on vacation.
Beautiful.
And spend about 3-4 days on a beautiful I'll tell you about it.
Right. You tell me the details in private. Exactly.
My first plane trip, Lance, and I said, oh, man. I was asking her, how did your first plane trip feel? And did the plane jump or did it shake and all that?
Yeah. It's an experience. And the more you do it, the more you'll be relaxed. And you're not going to be 100% like, wow, yeah, there's no problem. There may be a little 2%, little 1%. Okay, what was that shake about? You look around. But the thing is that, you know, you will feel the butterflies. I understand that. Age has nothing to do with it. Like, well, you should know about that. No, it's a new experience. And for the most part, like I said, we can walk down the street and a cyclist can ride down and his helmet poke us in the eye and we're blind. So, I mean, anything can happen. You know, you can slip in the bathtub. My thing is that, you know, you're protected. Look at it this way. You can go up in a plane and something bad happen. You could be walking down the street and that same plane come down and hit you. So, you know what I mean? You ain't getting away from it.
That's right.
But trust in God. Right. That's all I say. Trust in God. Live your life.
Yeah.
And, you know, just live your life and trust in God and pack your life with so many good things that affect other people. That's the main focus that we need to focus, because we know fear doesn't come from God, but sometimes we're apprehensive, and we're right to be apprehensive to make sure it's like, listen, pilot, why is gas fumes or what's that burning in the back? Now, you know, we can't be a fool, but all I'm saying is that just focus on your life. Every time that I get on a plane, I've always found a book. The majority of the times that has changed my life, always in that little pocket behind that seat in front of me, or somebody left something and they didn't clean it out. Or I've met somebody that has impacted for some reason around flights that I take. And I stay calm in my spirit and I observe because I know it's coming. You know, this last time when we touched down in Jamaica, we were waiting for our bags. There was a woman who is a journalist. And she lives in Fort Lauderdale, and we connected, and we have our Twitter and numbers and different things. And she looked at me and she says, I'm a revolutionary also. She said also, like, wow, you already know what I'm about, you know? So God will bring people to you, and remember, God is using you. So you may go to where you're going and relax and have a person who you speak to that's behind the bar. And you might go there to get some drink or a juice or whatever, and you say a few words to them, and you never knew it. But when you came back, they went on with what you gave them, and it changed their life. You just don't know how. See, we're always, I'm not saying you or me, but the most part, many people are looking, well, God's going to give me a sign for me on what I'm going to do, and what is it? And I'm looking for it. Well, sometimes we are the sign for somebody else. Yeah, so we got to be in the proper mindset.
Already within them.
That's
already within them.
That's right. So
and that's why I was telling someone, a religious person, I don't need a middleman, because the Spirit of God is within each and every one of us. And I told her, I said, don't you know what church? I try to go in detail now, Lance, so I can have my weapons ready for when they come with the BS. So I try to be more knowledgeable of that stuff, because I remember years ago when I was fighting it, I didn't have all the knowledge of the certain things I needed to know to fight against them when they came with that stuff. And so that's how a lot of people also got duped, because they didn't have the artillery to fight with as far as their knowledge of the Bible or knowledge of, you know, certain books or things of that nature. So now you wouldn't believe the couple of preachers that I've had run-ins with, Lance, and they could not give answers, and I made them look bad. I said, okay, I'm ready. I said, okay,
right.
I'm ready.
That's right.
They can't stand me. Them preachers, especially in Greensboro, they can't stand me. They can't stand let me tell you something. You know you have touched a nerve when somebody will get up and do sermons on you when it's supposed to be about God. You got all these people in here.
For real.
And the Negroes doing sermons on one person or two persons that try to call them out. When they start doing that, that means you done messed them up.
Yeah.
Now they need the what do you call that? The comfort for the cheerleaders in the congregation and the flunkies and the effeminate men.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hear them clapping and, you know, like the Israelites went hard on Creflo 3 days ago. I don't know if you have heard about that. They went hard on Creflo because Creflo got up there in front of the congregation last week and lied and told a bold-faced lie. And they said, how could y'all people be so stupid and let this man lie to y'all?
Wow, I got to check that out.
And they made a whole video on him the other day.
Oh, I got to check that out. I may have a few comments on that one. Wow.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to text you the link.
Oh, please do.
Text it to this number right here?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, yeah, you're on the cell phone, yeah, the cell phone, because I have the studio number hooked up on this also, but yeah, the 407-590-0755 number. I can say it out loud because you know my number's out there anyway. So yeah, hit me up on that number.
Let me just, I'm gonna write it down right now. You tell me what number to text it to you, and I'm gonna send it to you, man. They went on him. They told him, they even did a skit on that Martin Lawrence show where Martin Lawrence was trying to get a job, and the dude came in there, and the dude said, "Sit your ass down." They went hard on Creflo. They went hard on him.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah. 407 590 0755 407-590.
For you. I might have it already. I just ain't sure. That's why I'm taking it. But I know I
got
3 numbers for you.
Yeah, you have it. That's the one you called me on. So you're good. But I gave it to you anyway. The 888 number is the is a conference line. That's still good when I do my live call-in shows. That's still good. You can keep that low. That's the call-in number for the shows. The other numbers that you have, the studio number, I don't use to receive calls because that's for the studio equipment. I'll call out from that, or if you call back, I won't hear it because it's on a flashing keypad. That's to the system. That's a 321 number. But I don't even think you have that number. I don't even put that number out anymore. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to chop that up and check that out, man. And man, this conversation was blessed, and the energy that you bring, you gave me quite a boost. Not that I was low or anything, but man, you're a supercharger. Okay, you know what I mean? You're like that nitrous that makes the car go faster. It's like at the top of my day too. I'm gonna rip through this day. I was already enthusiastic about what I hope to accomplish, but now it's gonna be off the chain. You know what I mean? And I thank you for that.
Oh yeah. And I have more information whenever I get out there and we get in your studio. I'm gonna have more information for you.
Oh, we're waiting. Yeah, we're waiting.
My nephew too.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that you when you're here, when you're doing a little conversation with us and we're going live and all that good stuff, you will be full of good food.
Oh, I know that. I know she hooking you up to bar mills. Hey, we both got blessed in that area.
There you go.
Blessed in that area. Hey, Lance.
Yes.
A year and a half in this relationship, and she has done so much for me.
That's beautiful.
She's, still a little growth to be grown, but she has.
Everybody has areas in which they can. The main thing is that you grow together and you cover each other, because we have people in our age group out here in the world who are so encrusted with negativity and issues that they've never dealt with, where they actually say that they never want to be with anybody. We're made for that. It doesn't mean we got to run around with everybody, but we can say, listen, not now at this point in my life, I need a little healing or whatever, but to reject it if it comes, and that's one of the greatest joys. We're social creatures. We're made to be with each other, not even just on a relationship level, but on a community level or on a world level, to vibe with each other and barter with each other without money and without secret agendas and hidden motivations between each other. We're supposed to want to help.
Right.
We want to do more than, look, if we all did more positive than what we received, the world would be so much better. Wouldn't the subdivisions of the world look better if when I sweep my curb, I go 25% or 50% over into the next person's yard and do theirs too on both sides? And if we all did that, our places would be spotless. And if we all did that on a spiritual level and corrected each other with love, not beating somebody down with a Bible, but pulling somebody to the side and say, listen, it's been put on my heart to share this with you. I am not coming at you in any kind, and don't do it to look good to other people. You deal with that person directly and take time with them and say, listen, if you need some help or you need somebody to talk to with this, you can feel free to talk with me because I've been through it. This is how we have to talk to each other.
Right.
See? But even the people who have a gift of gab will say, hey, I can use this to make me look good. Call me doctor, or call me this, or give me compliments, or, come on, just live your life, because you know what? The clock is ticking on all of us. God knows how many times our eyes are going to open and close, how many times we're going to breathe, how many beats we have in the heart. And it's limited on this level. Use it, budget it, and use it wisely, because to waste time is detrimental to our souls and our eternal life. Trust me.
Right. Oh, what I wanted to tell you before you go, man, because I'm going to jump in the shower.
Yeah.
Surprise my grandkids. I'm going to surprise them today, man. I ain't seen them in months, and I'm going to go surprise them, hopefully take them to lunch or something.
Most definitely.
But my nephew, one of my nephews, was just in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Lance, well, he just turned 9, but when he was doing this, he started doing it. He was only 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you from the 7-year-old aspect. They got him traveling all over the place. He ain't but so high. Some of the guys he played with are like 2 feet taller than him, and he is tearing them up.
Wow.
He's winning championships. He was just in Orlando. They had to go all the way to Orlando right now. They had to fly all the way to, what did she tell me? She said they just flew somewhere 6 in the morning yesterday.
Wait. Is this a table tennis dude? Oh, okay, because there was a young kid that was on TV, and he was like this championship table tennis guy. No, I just interrupted you. I had
this basketball.
Oh, basketball. Okay.
Yeah, my nephew. 3 teams is trying to get him, and right now she said it's running her crazy between her job and all the traveling.
Wow.
So she said she might take it off a year, but he done got so talented that he done been to Maryland, Virginia, Orlando.
Oh my God!
He flew somewhere else yesterday. He's playing ball, and his father stays on top of it. And if his father keep him consistent like that,
yes,
I'm telling you, Lance, he's gonna go far later. I can see it.
Wow.
He's going to go far. I can see it. If he sticks with it and don't let life get a hold of him.
Right.
I think he's going to go far.
But that's the job of all those who are around him.
Every 8 to 10 games, every 8 to 10 games, Lance, they only lose maybe 1.
Wow.
And he scores in every game. Some games he scores the most.
Well, see right there?
Yeah, when they call him to travel, yeah.
Yeah. They got their eyes on him, and it's definitely going to be something good. But like I was saying, it's the job of all those around him to make sure incrementally that he stays in touch and has that awareness. And I'm quite sure that's going to happen. Right. So, exactly, because you see, as he rises and this world sees his talent, there'll be all kind of things trying to come at him to control him, and they'll see money in their eyes and all this stuff. So you got to lay that foundation now. So I know that's being done, and that's going to be a wonderful thing, because I look back, many people back in the day when they saw Mike Tyson, they said, this guy's off the chain. Or look, Customato did not. He did not. He trained him as a fighter, but he did not teach him accountability. And many people don't know the full story. They go by what they see on TV. But me being a boxing buff, I read the story in and out and went places and knew people. When he was going into the malls and putting his hands on people, on women the wrong way, the management came and paid them off. Like, okay, let's make this go away. They didn't teach him accountability because they wanted him to win that championship at a young age, because Customato had an issue with the boxing establishment that blackballed him. So I'm going to have a champion and you can't get your paws on him. That's really what it was. He did teach him certain things in life, but accountability he never knew because they wanted to rush him along. That was a lesson. I'm not saying this is going to be the situation that way, but the accountability is very important, and the spiritual grounding is very important. Because look, Mike Tyson today went through so much, and God had his hand on his life for him to be now able to show that he is intelligent. Even if he doesn't have the book sense, he has a sense about him that goes far beyond, that helped him to navigate even through the dark times, and that God was over him without him claiming some religion or whatever, which we know he has. But the spiritual, that's a spiritual man, and he's having a human experience, and he didn't always make the right decisions and say the right things. But I remember many people who didn't understand him just berated him so much. And from way back then, he's like a kindred spirit to me, because there's a lot of things that are similar in our lives. And people misunderstood me and didn't understand me and my little rages and my little reactions to life. But now, because of this platform that God has blessed me with, people can understand, like, wow, you're not a knucklehead like I thought you were. You know what I mean? So the grounded, being grounded. Yeah, exactly. And look, Drake, to be preserved to this point, we made it over 50 as black men in America. Oh, my God. That's reason for the confetti to fly. That's reason to celebrate every day. You know what I mean? Because we had the sense put in us, and we had the wherewithal to not fall all the way through the cracks. Because look, to be over 30 and 35, to get to 30, hell, to get to 25, the way the system is these days. And now we're over the hump. We can't drop our guard now, but we're over the hump. And what we've learned, we got to share with the younger folks and the folks who just don't get it. Even at the risk of being called crazy, stick on it and keep going with it. And keep doing your thing, brother. I know you have to get in the shower. So I just want to say, man, I love you very much. And I can't wait for you to come down. You're my brother. You've given so much to me in my life, being who you are. And it's always a pleasure. And your beautiful, significant other, just stick in there with her like she's sticking in there with you. And you all are a gift to each other. And don't let the outside world permeate what you have, because you have heaven on earth. There will be differences in different things. That's growing pains. Right. When you stick in there with it, it's like a mortgage that when you first get it, it's like, oh, my God, you know. But after you're in it for a couple of years, you're like, wait a second. We're paying more principal now than interest, and it's almost over. And this is ours, you see. And the beautiful part about it, you don't have to pay any insurance and tax on a relationship. Anyway, Drake, let me let you go. And I'm going to put this up, man, and it's just, I hope somebody felt your words, because I know they will, and get something out of it and helps them on their own path, and to know that you're not alone. Even in our darkest moments, we might not see the sun because of the clouds, but there is the sun behind the clouds, and we got to never forget that. You know what I mean?
That's right. And tell that sister, Lance, I said thank you, that did church infested by demons.
Oh, yes.
I forgot her name.
Yes.
I forgot her name. Her and Sister Shay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Because those sisters they definitely, see, our sisters are waking up. They all ain't going to wake up, and all the men ain't going to wake up. Some going to go to their grave sleep. Some going to go to their grave sleep.
That's right.
For those sisters that are waking up, those coming into consciousness, I'm really grateful for them sisters, because I know they heard it. They heard where you were coming from, and they heard where I was coming from.
Yes.
And then look, that show she did with you, Demons Infested, that was powerful.
Yes.
She went in on the celebrities thing. Do you know I was called a conspiracy theorist way back in 2005 when I told people this was going on?
But you know what, though?
I told people this was going on.
But what can they say now? What can they say now? These things are coming to pass, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even 911. If you told somebody that, hey, this building might come, oh, you're crazy. But before I go, I just want to say this to everybody who's listening. We look for the spectacular things like that, the obvious things like that, but the slow burn of death that's fed to us, we don't seem to want to understand. That's part of the bigger plan. The fast food joints on every corner in our neighborhood, and we're eating it and tasting it, and we think it's so good. It's like rat poison that doesn't kill you for a week, and the rat's eating it up thinking, oh, this guy's foolish. I'm getting all this good food. And across the street, there's a CVS or Walgreens, a Duane Reade, wherever you live, whatever kind of pharmacy, and you're taking something to cure you or relieve relieve the symptoms of what you got from eating the bad food. Now you're dumping more poison, and you're unknowingly killing yourself, and the oppressor is laughing. Now you got to go to the hospital and pay the doctor, or let him put some debt over your head so he can dump even more chemicals, steal your organs, keep you sick, give you a wrong prognosis, and not tell you to not eat these bad foods and go back to nature and become a vegan or have a plant-based, mainly, because we all got to detox off of the system. We've been living here all these years, so I can't knock a brother who goes back and eats a burger or whatever, but at least try to elevate yourself and see to do better, because it's not just the obvious thing of a cop shooting our young or shooting us and killing us. The traps are laid out there. We go to the school and they don't teach us our history. And we see on Instagram memes of things that, wow, I never knew that. Wow, let me research that. But we weren't taught certain things, right? I mean, even our disrespect for our own women. Back in the day, men like you and me in our age group, they didn't have black, how could I put it? Playboy magazines, right? So the first view of a naked woman was a white woman. So why do you think that many of us run that way? I mean, aside from real love, which is rare in that situation, but if it's there, I condone it. But we're affected in so many ways. And so we're told the white woman is better than our own sister, so we gravitate toward whatever is lighter. Doesn't mean if you're with somebody lighter or white, that's what it is. I'm just saying that we've been affected in so many different ways. That when a white man comes to our door, say it again.
One of our brothers just did a video. One of the guys that think like us. Mm-hmm. He just did a video not even a week ago. The video is very recent, only a couple of days old. Mm-hmm. He was explaining it in detail, same way you do it. He was explaining in detail where it can't be disputed. The check cashing place, the pawn shop, the churches, and the liquor store.
There you go.
Describe how it's destroying the black community.
There you go.
He went on them four. See, a lot of people thinking you hear them say church and liquor store, but he said no. It's the church, the liquor store, the pawn shop, and the check cashing places.
Right.
That's why they're in the black neighborhoods. Because he explained how the check cashing places get their money. He went in detail, Lance.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, I never thought about the check cashing place and then the pawn shops.
Right.
And he explained it. It's a lot we don't know.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
For this information out.
Wow. We bring our stuff to that pawn shop at such a devalued rate because we're desperate, because we've been sucked out of the check cashing place that charges us so much to cash a check because we don't have a checking account because we're not disciplined enough to do so. Ain't that something? Right. And some of us use overdraft protection as our budget. That's crazy. I'm going to definitely research more, and I promise to research more so I know more to be able to share. I speak off the cuff, off the hip, usually.
And the other one, Lance, what's them loan places where all these black people going and getting
loans? Oh, God, payday loans.
They got to give them an extra $50, $60 when they go pay it back. Taking loans and all that.
Yeah. And then we go to the buy here, pay here joints where I know in the South they have them. I don't know how. And anybody listen to this, I know we have the pay as you go or buy here, pay here, where you go directly to this lot and you pay an inflated amount of money for any kind of car you want. And you pay by the week or every 2 weeks. And these jokers who have no credit, no jobs, they go and get Benzes and Jaguars and BMWs, driving around for a couple of weeks or 2 or 3 months and give it back because, tax returns they get and they want to flash. They can never drive a car like that. And look, they don't want to get a Toyota Corolla to get back and forth to work if their credit is bruised and say, listen, I got to go this route to get around. But I want to hear from everybody, what is in your neighborhood or your community or nearby you as far as a buy here, pay here, the pawn shops, these places with these check to go and payday loan places, right, and all those different places. And of course we know the church, you know what I mean? But that's a place that people, they have emotions about that place, yet and still, right, they'll go give their money to the preacher and be embarrassed, right, when they go to the pawn shop. They go to the pawn shop in another neighborhood. They wear their little trench coat like they're going to go see a sex movie or go to a sex joint. They're ashamed. because you have failed.
Right.
You take something that you paid a high price for, and now you're going to the pawn shop, and they're gonna rape you in what they give you because you're not financially stable and wise enough to know how to discipline yourself with your money.
There you go. There you go. There you go. And that's something I had to learn, because I'm going to tell you something. When I was living in New York, I was stupid with money. I had my seasons in New York where I was never broke and had a lot of money. Even people wanted me, Drake, a hard hit, make us off behind. I don't know what you're doing, but when you're getting all this money. But no one taught me, Drake, invest. Drake, go put this down in the house. Drake, get some land. I didn't know. I was a knucklehead. Now I know now. I know now.
Wow.
I know now. So I take it from here.
Yes, indeed. At time, the age will bring some wisdom. Not always in everybody's situation, but when you learn from your experiences, that time spent on those levels will definitely teach you when you have some sense. Definitely.
That's right.
Brother,
right.
Grab that shower, and I'm going to do the same.
It was too late.
I know, and it's been a pleasure, brother. And like I said, whenever we get together, it's electric, it's enlightening, it's inspiring, and just guess what? We've only just begun, because these years are going to be the sweetest years. Trust me. That's something that I know, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm not, I'm getting old and aches a bit. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a growing young boy in the spirit. And hopefully a little more juice left in the fruit of my body. And I'm looking forward to these wonderful times. And it's just so nice to detox and let go of the superficial foolishness of this world and just live life and have that state of mind called happiness in my heart. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you. Thank you, Drake. You've sharpened my sword today. I'm going to righteously chop off some heads.
Okay. And I'm going to send you that link later so you can see it. Okay?
Please do. Please do. Thank you, man. And you have a wonderful day. God bless you.
Okay, you too. Peace,
thank you.
Brother. Love y'all.
Oh, definitely. Take care, brother. Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay. Peace.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.